Hey everyone, and welcome. Let's be honest, figuring out breakfast when you have diabetes, or even if you're just starting to watch your blood sugar, can feel like a real chore. You've probably heard a million times that breakfast is the most important meal, and that's especially true when you're trying to keep your glucose levels steady. Skipping it can lead to some pretty wild swings throughout the day, making everything harder to manage. And the usual breakfast suspects? Sugary cereals, those tempting pastries, even that healthy glass of orange juice. They can send your blood sugar through the roof. It's not just about that mid-morning slump. It's about your overall health, long term. But don't worry. A breakfast that's good for your blood sugar doesn't mean you're stuck with bland, boring food. It's all about making smart choices. Choices that keep your blood sugar stable, give you energy that lasts, and believe it or not, actually taste good. This video is here to help you feel confident about breakfast again. We're going to dive into 5 awesome breakfast ideas, each one designed to help you kick off your day the right way, supporting your health and making your taste buds happy. We'll get into the specifics of each breakfast in a bit, but first, let's talk about the basic rules of the road. So, what makes a breakfast diabetic friendly? It really boils down to understanding how different foods affect your blood sugar. When you eat carbs, your body turns them into glucose, which goes into your bloodstream. Then, your pancreas is supposed to release insulin, a hormone that helps your cells use that glucose for energy. With diabetes, that process doesn't work quite right. Either you don't make enough insulin, type 1, or your body doesn't use it properly, type 2. That's where things like the glycemic index, GI, and glycemic load, GL, come in. Basically, the GI tells you how quickly a food with carbs will raise your blood sugar compared to pure sugar. The GL considers both the GI and how many carbs are actually in a serving, so choosing foods with a low GI and GL is super important to avoid those big blood sugar spikes. Fiber is another big player. Foods high in fiber are your friends because fiber slows down how fast your body absorbs glucose. That means a more gradual, steady release of energy, which is exactly what you want. Plus, fiber helps you feel full, which is great for managing weight, often a key part of diabetes control. Protein is another must-have. It doesn't really mess with your blood sugar much, and, like fiber, it helps you feel satisfied so you're less likely to overeat. Healthy fats, like the ones in avocados, nuts, and seeds, are also good news. They make you feel full, they're good for your heart, and they can even help your body use insulin better. And of course, we can't forget about portion control. Even the healthiest foods can cause problems if you eat too much of them. By keeping these things in mind, low GI, fiber, protein, healthy fats, and reasonable portions, you can build breakfasts that are both delicious and good for you. Let's jump into those 5 breakfast ideas. Number 1. Overnight oats, the champion of slow-release energy. Overnight oats are a total winner for diabetics, and here's why. The star of the show is rolled oats, a whole grain that's packed with soluble fiber. This type of fiber is magic. It turns into a kind of gel in your gut, slowing down the absorption of glucose and preventing those nasty blood sugar spikes. Then you add in some berries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, whatever you like. They give you natural sweetness with a much lower GI than a lot of other fruits. Plus, they're loaded with antioxidants. And finally, a handful of nuts, almonds, walnuts, pecans, your choice, adds healthy fats and protein, which helps you feel full and keeps your blood sugar even more stable. Making them is super easy. Just mix rolled oats. Don't use instant oats. They're not as good. Your favorite milk, unsweetened almond milk, soy milk, or low-fat dairy milk all work. Berries, and nuts in a jar or container. Pop it in the fridge overnight, and boom, breakfast is ready in the morning. You can even add a little cinnamon, which some people say helps with insulin sensitivity. A typical serving, using about 1 or 2 cup oats, 1 to 2 cup berries, 1 or 4 cup nuts, and 1 cup almond milk. will usually have around 350-400 calories, 40-50 gram carbs, 8 to 10 gram fiber, 10-15 gram protein, and 15 to 20 grams fat. Keep in mind, these are just rough estimates. Number 2. Scrambled eggs with veggies and whole wheat toast, the savory superstar. Eggs are a protein powerhouse, and they barely touch your blood sugar. Plus, you can do so much with them. Scrambling eggs with spinach, or other veggies you love, like mushrooms, peppers, or onions, gives you a big boost of vitamins, minerals, and fiber without adding a ton of carbs. Spinach is especially great. It's loaded with nutrients and super low in calories. And the whole wheat toast? It gives you complex carbs, which means you get sustained energy, unlike the quick crash you'd get from white bread. Just make sure it's 100% whole wheat, not just wheat bread, which can be sneaky and have refined grains. This is a perfect breakfast if you're not a sweet breakfast person. It's quick, easy, and you can totally customize it with different veggies or spices. A little bit of cheese, in moderation, adds flavor and calcium. If you're vegan, a tofu scramble works really well too, giving you plant-based protein and a similar texture. A serving with 2 eggs, 1 cup spinach, and 1 slice of whole wheat toast will usually be around 250-300 calories, 20-25 green carbs, 5-7 green fiber, 15-20 gram protein, and 10-15 green fat. Number 3. Greek yogurt with chia seeds and berries, the creamy, convenient choice. Greek yogurt is a real winner because it has way more protein than regular yogurt. That protein is key for stabilizing your blood sugar and keeping you feeling full until lunchtime, so you're not tempted to snack. Always go for plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt to avoid added sugars. Chia seeds are like tiny nutritional superheroes. They're loaded with fiber, omega-3s, and antioxidants. When you mix them into the yogurt, they plump up and make it kind of like a pudding, which is really satisfying. And, of course, we're back to berries, or a small amount of other low GI fruit like sliced peaches or pears, for natural sweetness and vitamins. This breakfast is super convenient. Barely any prep time. It's also great for your gut because it has probiotics. You can mix it up by trying different combinations of fruits and seeds. A sprinkle of cinnamon or a few chopped nuts can add even more flavor and texture. A typical serving: 1 cup plain Greek yogurt, 1 tablespoon chia seeds, 1 2-cup berries, is usually around 200-250 calories, 20 to 25 green carbs, 8-10 grade fiber, 20-25 grade protein, and 5 to 10 grain fat. Number 4. Avocado toast with smoked salmon, or something similar. The healthy fat hero. Avocado toast. It's popular for a reason, and it's actually great for people with diabetes. Avocado is packed with healthy monounsaturated fats, which can actually help your body use insulin better and are good for your heart. Plus, it's a good source of fiber. Use that whole wheat toast we talked about for a base of complex carbs. And topping it with smoked salmon? That gives you a big dose of protein and omega-3s, which are both fantastic for blood sugar control and overall health. If you're not a fish fan, no problem. You can swap the smoked salmon for a poached or hard-boiled egg, a sprinkle of everything bagel seasoning, or even a thin layer of hummus for protein and flavor. A squeeze of lemon juice brightens everything up and adds some vitamin C. This breakfast is delicious, satisfying, and a great way to get those healthy fats, protein, and fiber in. A serving, 1 slice whole wheat toast, 1 or 2 avocado, 2 Oz smoked salmon, is usually around 300-350 calories, 20-25 green carbs, 7 to 9 fiber, 15-20 gram protein, and 15-20 gram fat. Number 5. High protein smoothie, the quick and customizable option. For those mornings when you're super rushed, a high protein smoothie can be a lifesaver. But you have to make it right to keep it diabetic friendly. Start with unsweetened almond milk, or another low-sugar plant-based milk, as your base. Add a scoop of low-sugar protein powder, whey, soy, pea, or brown rice protein all work, to really up the protein content. A handful of spinach is amazing. You get tons of nutrients, and you won't even taste it. And, as we've said before, berries are your best bet for fruit, sweetness, and antioxidants without a big blood sugar spike. You can also add a tablespoon of nut butter almond, peanut, or cashew for healthy fats and flavor. But be careful with portions. Nut butters are high in calories. A little flaxseed or chia seeds can boost the fiber even more. Just avoid adding a lot of high-sugar fruits like bananas or mangoes. This smoothie is quick, easy, and you can change it up however you like. A serving: 1 cup unsweetened almond milk, 1 scoop protein powder, 1 cup spinach, 1 to 2 cup berries, 1 tablespoon nut butter, is usually around 300 to 350 calories, 25-30 gram carbs, 7 to 9 green fiber, 25-30 gram protein, and 10-15 ring fat. These 5 breakfasts are a great starting point, but remember, breakfast is just one part of the equation. A balanced diet for managing diabetes means making good choices all day long. Consistency is super important. Try to eat regular meals and snacks to avoid those big blood sugar ups and downs. And, like we said before, watch your portion sizes, even with healthy foods. The best thing you can do is work with your doctor or a registered dietitian. They can help you create a personalized meal plan that fits your needs and what you like. They can also help you figure out how many carbs you should be eating and give you advice on meal timing and what foods to combine. Don't be afraid to try different things and find what works best for you. Managing diabetes is a journey, and finding eating habits that you enjoy and that are sustainable is key to long-term success. Healthy eating doesn't have to be about deprivation or bland food. It's about finding a balance that nourishes you and helps you feel your best. So, there you have it. 5 delicious and diabetic-friendly breakfast options to help you start your day right. Remember, it's all about those low GI foods, fiber, protein, healthy fats, and keeping an eye on portions. If you found this video helpful, please share it. And if you have any questions or want to share your own favorite breakfast ideas, leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. Your experiences can help others on their journey to better health.